Good morning. What is up, everybody? This is Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs, joined as always by my co host, Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapachet. And this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. Thank you so much for joining us on this lovely Sunday. I don't know if I can say it. Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. I know a lot of these commercials are for copyright reasons cannot say Super Bowls. They have to say the big game. If you go to the nearest supermarket and there's advertising for, Pepsis and beers and chips and dip and all this other shit, is just like, oh, the big game kit, the big game cap, all this other stuff, right? They can't even fucking say Super Bowl crack sakes, but we're gonna do it because we're rebels, for fuck's sakes. Welcome on this Super Bowl Sunday edition of the Mad Boxing Show. We got plenty to talk about, as we generally do, right? Sometimes the action happens inside of the ring, sometimes it happens outside of the ring, and more often than not, it happens outside of the ring, and we're gonna talk about it. So we got stuff to talk about, and we want, of course, let you guys know to, by all means, enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday responsibly, please. Unfortunately, there's just not a lot of hype behind this one, as was informed to me by my co-host Andrew. It just seems a little bit of a weird one, on top of the whole garbage debate over the halftime show and all of this shit. Just tune in and enjoy it, y'all. Just tune in and fucking enjoy it, for Christ's sakes. But don't let me discredit or discourage you from watching it. By all means, you guys enjoy it, even if there isn't too much hype behind it. I will be watching it because why not? It's Sunday. I really don't. I'm sure you guys have already come to the conclusion that I don't really watch other sports. But when World Cup time comes around and Olympic times comes around, or World Series or NBA playoffs, I'll tune in because this shit's good stuff regardless, right? But what we're here to talk about is some boxing, because there was some fun boxing yesterday morning over in the UK, the Zone. Brandon Figueroa and Nick Ball. Holy hell, what a fight! We're going to be talking about that one, because it was quite a scrap with a very uh, climactic ending to it. But we're going to be talking about that because that does reshape the weight class to some degree, right? And then we're going to continue to talk about this whole Floyd Mayweather lawsuit of ESPN, or not ESPN, just sorry, Showtime Sports, and Steven Espinoza. Some word from Steven Espinoza that we saw online, talking about his side of the story, really, but not so much because there's only so much he can tell. But a little bit of insight on his end. Even Adrian Broner coming out saying like, "Yo, in regards to this lawsuit, I will never sue Al Haymon. The dude did a lot for me. I will never go that route." Interesting that he said that after the stuff that he has said about Al Haymon in the past. But we're going to be talking about that, of course. More information regarding Zuffa Boxing, and no, not the Sunday, February 15th show. That's a little lame. We're talking about something bigger, literally and figuratively. Tyson Fury somehow involved with Zuffa Boxing. Okay, well, not sure how far that will go, but hey, let's go ahead and talk about it because there's news about that. Some fight announcements, or at least one specific one. Sebastian Fundora and Keith Thurman official for March 2026. We're going to be talking about that here at the MGM Grand, amongst other things, of course, other information or other pieces of boxing news that we are going to sprinkle in here and there, but those are the major stories, of course. So let's go ahead and, oh, you know what? Jeez, well, before I forget, damn it, the 2026. Here we go. Health Isol, guys, a word from our sponsor here. Make sure to give them a try. Check them out, Health Isol. If there's anything that you find you want to try on their website, make sure to use the code MADBoxing10 at checkout and get 10% off of your purchase, or follow the affiliate link that's going to be in the description of this video and still get that same 10% off. By all means, give them a try. Patchouli lavender patchouli is specifically the scent of soap that I use. I use it for pretty much everything. So make sure to give them a try. Once more, word from our sponsor here, Health Isol, tallow-based products. All right. So if you guys didn't catch it, because it did happen earlier in the afternoon on Saturday, for those of you who do or do not have the DAZN app, Nick Ball put his WBA featherweight championship on the line against Brandon Figueroa, only twice beaten to the same man, Stephen Fulton. The first time was a lot closer. The second time was a lot wider. But people were already counting Figueroa out. He was a pretty heavy underdog going into this fight. And although, according to the scorecards, which I was able to dig up, although he was ahead on two of the judges' scorecards going into the 12th round, there was a sense of urgency. Of course, the corners aren't going to know. So the sense of urgency from Figueroa's corner, specifically Manny Robles, saying like, hey, this is it. You got to win this fucking round, yo. Like, we can't do this. We can't just go out and let this round go. This is a very, very important round. We are in his home country, so we can't expect to go in here and get a fair shake. Go in here with all you got. And that is precisely what Figueroa did, knocking out Nick Ball, or at least technically knocking out. It is going to go down as a TKO in the 12th round, which is quite the fucking rarity. But it was, granted, a one-punch knockout, but it sure as hell wasn't because of one punch. He wore Nick Ball down over the course of the fight, doing what he could to keep the pressure on Nick Ball, and even Nick Ball himself. If you guys, there were a couple of things that I didn't like. Nick Ball was pushing Figueroa back, like literally just putting his fucking forearm up and just pushing the dude back. The ref didn't seem to say anything about it. I would see that a few times. There were a few times where Nick Ball had Figueroa behind the head and then like cracking him with the other one, with the other punch, with the other hand. I mean, and the referee didn't seem to do anything. Figueroa's, a couple of Figueroa's punches strayed a little low, so it wasn't like he was 100% clean on his end. But the game plan was obvious. Go to the body, hurt him in the body, wear him down, continue the pressure, because that's what Figueroa does best. And when the time came in the 12th round, he broke him down with that left. It was a clean left that it didn't look like it was that hard of a punch. Like he put so much into it. It just looked like one of the other punches that he was throwing, but it caught Nick Ball in the middle of a punch, turned his fucking head, and home dude went face first. He kind of crumbled over, and then he went face first onto the canvas, made it up. He got to his feet, and I was like, oh. And Figueroa said, fuck this, I'm taking this dude out. And as soon as the referee said go, he attacked him and finished him, had him laid up against the ropes. I didn't see, maybe Nick Ball had never been in this particular position, but he wasn't holding or clinching or anything. He was just more like covering up, which might have been a mistake. I thought he was going to try to maybe hold on and clinch for a little bit longer. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it happened early in the round, so he had still a lot of time to try to survive, and it just didn't look good. But Brandon Figueroa came away the heartbreaker with the WBA Featherweight Championship. There was even a little bit of scuffle outside, after the fight in the ring when someone in Nick Ball's corner came and threw a couple of kicks at somebody in Figueroa's corner, and they had been separated. I'm sure there was, it was in the moment, right? I'm sure later on he kind of cooled off and realized how much of a mistake it was. But regardless, Brandon Figueroa came away with the WBA Featherweight Championship and definitely reshapes the weight class. I was under the impression that if Inoue decides to move up to 126, that Nick Ball will be the first guy that he'd go to because of his height. Well, now we have two long, lanky champions at featherweight in Figueroa and Espinoza, so that definitely changes things up here. Andrew, you caught this fight, you watched it. What did you think of, number one, Brandon Figueroa's performance, the pressure on it, and the victory at the very end, the knockout at the end?
Hey, what's up, you guys? Yeah, look, height. It was a mismatch from that perspective, and it played out that way. His jab was at a downward motion.
Yeah.
The jab, bro, that was so messed up, man. For little Nick Ball to try to get through that for 12 rounds. Figueroa starts out clean, boxer, puncher, and then I think he realized he could take Ball's punches, and that's when he turns into old Figueroa, just starts going for it, doing the whole. Some of those punches behind the head, I gotta say, was a little his fault, and he always does it. It's how he approaches the inside, right? Kind of like in a shell. So when the guy's throwing up, because he's always taller, there's a chance of him going that punch leaning behind the head, hit the ear, all of the above. I don't know who you fault there. Let's say good job of the ref not acting like it was on purpose if it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't feel like, at least on the back of the head shots that he's trying, like I said, I hate that Figueroa does that, and he was doing that. But the majority of these punishment punches were coming from the outside. They were coming because of the size disadvantage that Ball was facing in this fight. So love the knockout. Great fight. You know, everyone's got their hats off to Ball too. Sort of for me. I don't know. I think his size is gonna have him like that in the next. Even Luis Neri is a tall fighter. But Neri's taller, Bruce Carrington's taller, Rafael Espinoza we know is tall. Like the division's outgrown Nick Ball. It might be time for you to lose weight and see if you can drop down. Because I don't know how he's going to do against these top guys that are in his division currently. And the same goes for Inoue. You might want to rethink coming into this division too. Because these guys just all seem bigger than you. You could try the Manny Pacquiao route and go for it, but yeah, he might have outgrown him too. So I love the fight last night. Dude, I mean, fuck yeah, what's his name? Turkey already kind of tweeted out where he wants them to go. Yeah, it looks like it's happening in September. I'm guessing Figueroa. Look, what I'm guessing is it's already going to be Espinoza Figueroa on September 12th, right?
Well, I don't know. See, because the plan was Mexico versus the world. So if you got two Mexican fighters, or at least a Mexican American fighter, I don't know if they're gonna do that. I would suspect they might throw him against Carrington because he is an American. So I guess that's what they mean.
He's born in America. Let's not make him something he's not. He's not from Mexico, bro. So
that's what Turkey's trying to make him, though. Turkey pointed him out to be like that.
Turkey's trying to make Espinoza versus, which is it's a better fight.
Yes.
I'm giving you guys a better fight. Don't give this. Oh, no. Carrington's a great fight, but that's not. I don't even know if Canelo will sign to that. Look, Mexican fighters from over in Mexico are a lot more serious about that. Just handing out he's Mexican. They got Mexican bloodlines. They'll take a photo with you. Push comes to shove behind closed doors. I don't know if they're like, oh, yeah, these are all my brothers from Texas, from Las Vegas, LA. Come on, stop it. We all know. Everybody knows the real get down. So, no, Figueroa, I think, would be foolish to go on a card that says Mexico versus the world and he's representing a country he was not born in. If you're born there, more power to you. You got dual citizen. You can do whatever you want. Get it, got it. Great. That young man was born in Texas. That would be foolish for him to be like, yeah, I actually is from this country. Unless he already went over there and became a citizen. I don't know about that. But darn it, I want it to be Espinoza.
Yeah. That would be the fight. That will be the
fight. WC featherweight champ, WBA. Those are two old belts. The oldest belts that put on.
WBO.
Oh, I thought he won the WBA last.
No. Espinoza, I'm saying. Espinoza's got the WBO strap.
He's not the WBC. When was he the WBC? Because he had the WBC too.
No, I don't think the WBC is. Well, it's been Carrington for a hot minute.
Espinoza, dog.
Yeah. Well, currently, he's a WBO champ. I know currently he's a WBO champ for sure. Because Carrington literally just got the belt, because he was the interim belt in his last fight.
Oh, right? Yeah, that's fucking right. He's got Espinoza. He had to have gotten it the division lower. Whatever. Yeah. WBO, it's not that. It's still a belt, but yeah, the WBC versus
it's the fight that matters, and we got a unification. Ultimately, it's a unification bout, and it's it's a Mexican fighter and an American-born fighter. So that still would be pretty badass if we can go that direction. That would be. If they do that, that would be a badass co-main event. Like, don't put it at the very bottom of the card or the beginning of the fucking pay-per-view. Make it a co-main event because that'll spice things up like a motherfucker with whoever Canelo's got planned for the September bout. But regardless, that is the fight. That is the fight to make at 126 because we know those dudes are going to fucking bring it. And I'm not sure. I mean, I guess the winner maybe later on gets Carrington or something like that. But regardless, that one is still the fight to be made.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think I want to say that's where they're leaning. Like I said, we'll see if Canelo, because it's Canelo who's putting on this, really, right? Yeah, it's for his return and everything. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But Espinoza, who else would be on there? Pitbull Cruz maybe finds his way back onto a Turkey card.
Yeah,
he's been on there before. So
maybe a Cruz and Roach rematch or something like that. I don't know. Like that technically is, US and Mexico, right? So maybe if they can make that work, I don't know if they, because that was PBC. I don't know how many. I mean, every so often we do see PBC guys work with Turkey and Riyadh season. We've seen it with Benavides and a couple of others, but that one's not bad. I wouldn't mind seeing a Roach and Pitbull Cruz rematch on the undercard of that one. That's technically a Mexico versus the world.
the world too. Yeah. No, that's a good fight. Yep. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, when I seen Turkey say September for that one, I was immediately thinking Figueroa would represent America because he kind of has that. Does he bring out the Mexican flag and all that? I didn't even see. I didn't even watch the beginning of it to see if he was doing the whole. Does he bring out an American flag or the Mexican flag? You know what I mean?
Oh man, we're talking about Figueroa, right?
Yeah, Figueroa
Um,
to see which if he
shit.
would represent America when he goes in on the 12th
Damn, that's a
against.
good question. I don't know. I think I don't even remember like seeing that on his trunks. Maybe they are on his trunks. I don't know. But if they are, usually it's both. But damn, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look into that because I'm not entirely sure.
I know America has a big enough fan base where you could only do the one card thing. I know guys like to do the dual citizen boxing thing because it makes them more money, right? Gives
Sure.
you a bigger fan base. But in a certain situations, like when you're called to defend your country, you should probably go with the one that's on your birth certificate. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Unless you've totally already taken, because I know once you get your papers, don't you kind of got to say you're giving up all your rights from wherever you're coming when you
No.
sign to be an American?
Oh,
Oh,
when
you
you signed
don't.
to be. Oh, when you signed to be American.
Yeah,
Oh
when you
shit. I don't know.
when you take that pledge, bro, I think we might want to look up what that pledge says, but I think you gotta denounce wherever the fuck you're from right there on the book.
Oh man, I don't know. Well, I can tell you that it not the other way around because I just recently got my Mexican citizenship and they didn't have me to do any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
and part of the identification that they give you to become a Mexican citizen is a Mexican birth certificate. They give you one. I mean, obviously I wasn't born there, but that's what they give you. That is kind of, and then with that you go on to get more identifications. You get these voter ID cards and stuff like that, which is I'm still in the process of doing because specifically I have a property over there that is going to be that's our parents and it's going to be left to us. And in order for us to do shit, we're going to have that sort of documents over there. And um essentially they never we did, it was a process, but at no point did they like say, all right, you're gonna have to denounce that you're a fucking American. It's like, oh shit, what the fuck, I didn't know how to do all that. So I don't know if that's how it works coming in. I'm not sure about that, but it could be. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it could be. And if it's not, whatever. I thought they had to do something on there about that, but whatever. Hopefully he goes in as an American. That'd be cool. And yeah, then all the other ones you can play the two flag thing.
And what we were talking about this before we started recording. His corner, Manny Robles. Holy hell, another upset. I saw a couple of these posts online regarding him being in Espinoza's corner, right? And oh wait, hold on. So he was in.
Yeah, that was the
Oh
that was
shit.
the thing I wanted to bring up to you. Yep. What is
Damn, that one's
Robles?
gonna be tough. I don't know. Shit. Oh, but continuing, it was Andy Ruiz, it was Espinoza, it was fucking Armando Resendiz, his victory, his upset victory over Caleb Plant, and then now with Figueroa. Oh damn, that makes things kind of sticky, to say the
You're
least.
giving up one guy.
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you're giving up one guy. And I mean, you got to look at age and current position right now. Who makes you more money, right?
Mhm.
Who's a better financial decision? I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards. I think he sticks out with Espinoza, and leaves Figueroa just because Figueroa's age. The loss to Fulton. You know what I mean? Was kind of.
Lost his twice.
Yeah, the first one I don't really dig,
Ah,
but
okay,
I
okay.
hear you. I hear you. It was the second one that was like, ooh, Fulton really gave it to him in that one. I
Mhm.
felt, you know what I mean? That
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
clear victory. So yeah, but you are right. He has two of them. So yeah, I think that sucks for Robles, dude, to get two guys in prime position, and now you might have to. I think you almost have to release one,
Mhm.
right? There's no way they can be like, Well, you just take my assistant for this
Well,
fight.
that might be what happened. It's like, all right, the second and chief, the second chief or whatever. It's like, all right, well, you take him. I mean, I don't know.
No way. There's
No,
no way,
probably.
bro. The same gym.
No, that's a don't these trainers like think of this like don't they see it ahead of time? If let's say because this is I think his second fight with Robles, I think I want to say they said, but like he comes in the same weight class as one of your other guys. Like, does that not play a role into your decision making on whether or not you want to bring in this other guy from this into the gym? You know, because whatever that has to be one of the things that they look at ahead of, but it just seemed like this one just went over their head, or they just didn't care, or maybe they already do have a plan in place that we don't know about, and that's going to end up happening. Maybe that's part of the thing, you know. Maybe when Figueroa came into the role, maybe Robles said, "Hey, yo, just so you know, I have Espinoza, and if it comes to it, I'm gonna pick Espinoza. You need to know this ahead of time." So he's like, "All right, cool, fuck yeah. If that's the case, then so be it. Whatever. Boom, we can agree to it now and have that plan, you know, before the even agreement comes into place." I'm just making stuff up, of course. I don't know if that's how it is, but like they have to think that, oh shit, there's gonna be some points here where I'm gonna have two dudes in my gym in the same weight class, and now he's got two champions there. It makes things a lot more complicated.
Yeah, no, it most definitely does. And it sucks for the guy that has to pick someone new for that fight.
Yeah,
Yep.
because now you're going to go with a new trainer and you're just getting, and then are we going to go back to the Goosen thing? It's like, shit, now he knows things about me, and now is he going to use that in that fucking corner to, like, you know, I guess exploit my weaknesses that he now knows because he's been in two full training camps with Robles. um, we're talking about this Robles and the upsets that he's had with a couple of his fighters, right? um, we were trying to look at what has happened with these fighters since then. Andy Ruiz, well, that things didn't go very well, right? As a matter of fact, he left Robles, and I think recently he even came back to Robles, but not didn't really. I mean, financially took advantage of that situation because they got the rematch with AJ, although he lost, and the team lost. They got paid very handsomely, I'm sure, for that rematch. And then what the hell happened with Ruiz? And then same thing with Espinoza. Great, you know, victory, two victories, I think, over Ramirez. And then at that point, then what? It's like we don't hear from him as often. It could be because he's with Top Rank, and Top Rank is kind of in a situation where they don't have a streaming service. So maybe that has something to do with it, although that's more recent. And then with Resendiz, killer win over Caleb Plant, the upset victory. And then nothing. And then we haven't heard from him. I mean, hell, the plan at that time was that if Plant wins and Charlo wins, who was in the co-main event, the super middleweight Charlo, that they would fight, right? And Resendiz was kind of the monkey wrench there because he defeated Plant. Well, they're still gonna make Charlo and fucking Plant one way or another. And that was announced before, you know, Resendiz even got his next fight announced, which it seems that it's gonna be Haymon Munguia. But it's like, yo, take advantage of these upsets, man. What the fuck? You know, you got your guys out there, and again, I know they did that financially, at least with Ruiz, but then things went, you know, shit hit the fan there, and things didn't work out. I'm not sure what's going on, but as soon as he gets these guys to get the upset wins, they fucking disappear for a while. We don't fucking hear from them, and they don't seem to not take advantage of the momentum that they've built with these upsets.
Yeah, I know. With that, soon maybe him being just a trainer is going to start affecting these guys getting those shots. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
yeah.
Because they're not getting their second big moment after immediately after their big wins, you know. But this kind of happened. This happened to Zahir Rahim. You remember when he did
Oh.
the upset on Eric Morales, and they
Mhm.
still went with Morales Pacquiao and just totally acted like he didn't lose the fight before. You see it in boxing sometimes. It's weird when the guy that's got no market behind them, there's no big money, they
Mm,
get the big win and still don't cash out. Now, Espinoza's still undefeated. He's still the champ. He will move, you know, his career is still growing, right?
mm,
And Resendiz, you just said, is finally getting a big moment with Munguia. That's a big fight for him. Pulls that one off, he should be off to the $1 million fight. Um it's so time will tell for those two. But yeah, but it's a Robles is doing good. He's definitely making a name right now in the American boxing circuit with all these upsets. At the very least, if you're looking for a trainer and you don't have any other outs, you look at Robles, right?
mm.
Because But if you're looking for a trainer and you have a guy that you want to have a big fight immediately after, no, I'm just kidding.
All
I'm
right.
just kidding. He has
Like
very
you
little to
follow
do
the
with that.
pattern, you follow the pattern,
Follow
and
the
you know not to
money
go that direction.
and follow the money.
Right. Uh, oh my. But for those of you who don't know, I did put some money on Figueroa, but I put on him winning by decision. Fuck.
That
I,
hurt,
I,
bro.
I would have gotten, a much higher pay, of course, because you get more specific. When you are specifically choosing the outcome, the fashion in which it happens, then you get more money, of course, because you're hitting it right on the money, on the bullseye. I did not think. I mean, who the fuck would have thought that he was going to be able to finish? Nick Ball, to my knowledge, has never even been dropped. He was undefeated, right? So he's never been stopped. And knowing Figueroa, that the guy that doesn't have the one punch knockout type of thing, it's more wears you down, wears you down, wears you down. I thought he was going to be able to go the full 12 rounds, right? And I was like, you know what? If Figueroa wins, it's going to be by decision. I didn't think he was going to stop him, let alone in the 12th fucking round. And sure enough, on the scorecards, it looks like two judges had Figueroa ahead. So at the
I
very
know.
least, it's consolation prize that I was right. And
They hella cut you off, bro. Come on. Are you serious right now? There you are. There you are. You're
oh my
back.
bad. My
You
bad.
said consolation.
Oh shit. That's,
They hella cut
yeah.
you off right around there. No, yeah, dude. When I seen he won, because I didn't watch it live, I had to go to. My daughter she was coaching color guard, and then she was performing later
Mm.
on that day. And she just turned 22,
Oh,
so
nice. Happy
it's her
birthday. Happy
birthday
birthday.
yesterday. Yeah, yesterday too. So we're over there. I seen it when I got home. Oh, I thought it started at 3 p.m., right? So we did get home before 3 p.m. So I'm looking for it and it's not on anymore. I'm like, what the fuck? I knew it started early, but I could have swore they said 7 p.m. fucking Eastern time, but whatever. I go to my phone. It's immediately the first reel on Instagram.
Mm.
Shows a knockout. And I was like, yeah, he fucking won. And then I remember decision, bro. And I was like, oh, fucking Miguel. No fucking way, dude. I hate that, Miguel.
Mm.
No, man, sometimes positive money, you just got to go with the underdog, right? You just, hey, unless you are really feeling it, you know what I mean? Then you go try to pick that. No, it's going to be by this or that. But they're 265, 235, whatever you're seeing on just him straight up is positive money,
Mm.
So fuck. Yeah, that one hurt. Uh, you know, Ball's very untested, and he's very small in the division that's gotten a lot taller.
Mm.
That was a big disadvantage. Once I seen Figueroa's jab was going down at that young man, oh, that's a tough night. That's a tough night. That the size disadvantage was there. But yeah, no, I seen the split decision too. So Figueroa had this fight all the way. So hey, props to the UK for calling a straight up fight though.
Yeah.
They're about to give him a split decision, so that's not bad either.
Yeah, although that one score for Ball was a little wider than it probably should have been, but regardless, it's
That's
still
Eddie Hearn's. Is he Eddie Hearn's guy?
no, he's the other guy. He's
Frank
Queensberry. Frank Warren. Yeah.
Frank Warren.
Frank
Yeah,
Warren.
that was Frank Warren's guy.
Yeah, that was the guy making the calls. Like, you better make sure that he's got at least a few rounds ahead. But I was saying the consolation prize, because on the scorecards it shows that he was going to win a decision anyway. But we know the risks when we come. That's why it's a gambling, right? It's a gamble. When you put that money down, you have to count on never seeing it again, and that's the reason. That's one of the rules of thumb when you place bets, right? And I saw it. I wouldn't have guessed that, if my only train of thought was, if Figueroa wins, it's going to have to be a decision. I don't see him knocking him out, and let alone in the 12th round. So the fact that it happened that way, when Nick Ball hit the ground, I was like, yeah. I was like, oh wait, hold on. Clinch, fuck, just backpedal, and he just didn't. He just like kept up, like, damn it to hell. But yeah, I think because it was like +5 something if he had won a decision. So I was like, well, I don't see how else he's gonna fucking win. +260 something, I think, if it was just a straight victory. So lesson learned, but we're getting warmer. That's how it is. We have to break a couple of eggs to make some omelets, so that's no problem at all. But regardless, fantastic victory for Figueroa, and quite the comeback, after having those two losses to Fulton, especially the most recent one that looked a lot worse. And we're like, damn, that kind of, we start comparing him to his brother. We're like, damn, is that it? Just like Omar Figueroa. I guess that's it for him at 29 years old, or however old he was. I think it's at 29. It's like, damn. Well, the decline starts now. And those battles are tough. He's had, even though as young as he is, he's had a lot of miles. Those fights that he's had in the past have been tough fucking fights, taking a lot of shots. And remarkably, his face holds up pretty well. He wasn't cut or anything like that. Yeah, his eyes start to swell, and there's where you see the majority of the damage really in his eyes and the puffiness of his eyes. But he doesn't really bleed too much. I'm talking about Figueroa. I knew that Ball's nose would always get busted. It generally tends to get to bleed more often than not. So great victory for Figueroa, back in the winner's circle and in a big way. Now a title holder. And once again, I think, yeah. And a great win for Manny Robles and his team, although that puts him in quite the predicament moving forward to see how this shapes up. But great victory for Figueroa overseas. So that of course. Alrighty. Anything else you want to add here before we move on to the next topic here?
No, sir.
All right. So this other one here, it was kind of threw me off when I saw it. We know, right, the ongoing issues that Floyd Mayweather is having with Showtime and Steven Espinoza, right? What's his name? Al Haymon being part of the lawsuit, but not really being what do you call it, the defendant. It's really more so specifically Showtime and Steven Espinoza. Steven Espinoza recently was interviewed by somebody, and I'm not sure where they were at some sort of expo or something like that. It looked like it, at least from the background. And he says, as of right now, he hasn't received any sort of paperwork regarding it, but really there's only so much he can say because it's ongoing, right? So there's because of his lawyers, there's only so much that he's able to disclose. He's not at liberty to disclose too much. But he says, as of right now, he wants people to, the way he says it, like, keep in mind his reputation. What's his name? Espinoza's. He says himself, he's always worked with integrity. He's never deliberately tried to lowball anybody, or he wants to make sure the fighters get every penny that is deserved. And he made it seem like he was genuinely remorseful of what's going on. And they asked him about the interviewer asked Espinoza if he was surprised or disappointed, because when you start working a professional relationship with a boxer, sometimes there's a bit of a personal relationship. You get along with them well and you become friends, and then that kind of goes AWOL or haywire once things like this happen. So he did say he was a little disappointed that this has occurred, but the lawsuit will handle itself, is what he says. But he wasn't able to say too much more. But as of right now, he hasn't received word. He knows of it, of course, from what he's read, but he hasn't received the paperwork necessarily to him to be able to view what is going on and where the miscommunication is, or where the money goes. In that quick clip, he wasn't asked about the flood. So I don't know about
Miguel. Thank you.
Yeah. So I guess what I certainly, again, I don't even know if he would be able to answer it at this moment, just because of stuff going on. What's up?
Miguel, the follow-up question to I have no idea where this is coming from would have been, we got it. It's right here. He called Showtime, and you guys told him a flood wiped out all records. It being a computer, it being paper, who gives a damn? That's the backup question that was not asked. That should have been asked to the Showtime former executive sitting right there. So he could have been like, that. They talked about that for years. One server down there in the basement. Yeah, it should have never have been. Come on, the fuck out of here. That filing cabinet? I told them a long time ago to go digital. The fuck out of here. Stop it. So that, Miguel, is where the red flag immediately got thrown up by his new finance team.
The flood must have washed away emails with Epstein and stuff like that, right? While we're at it, it flew all that away, right? It's like, you were listed on that. I don't know that that hard drive, it got fucking soaked, I don't know what happened, man. But these emails that I had with Hillary, I don't know, they just went to fucking shit.
Hey, he should have put on the most expensive stuff when he did that interview, bro. Seriously, he should have grabbed his watch, the best suit, all that. Money. What
Yeah,
money?
right. Like what time is it? Look, read my fucking watch. What
Yeah.
time does it say? Uh, but yeah, that definitely. And I would like to see. I just saw the quick clip of it, so I want to check out the rest of the interview to see if that is even brought up because what a coincidence, huh? What a fucking coincidence that the records, and I don't know what other records were lost in the flood, the great flood of Showtime 2020 2020
Great flood.
2019 or whatever the hell it is. It's like, oh yeah, he's gonna tell his grandkids that, like, oh grandkids, we survived the great flood of 2019 where we lost Floyd Mayweather's records.
And
Of
we
all the
we missed out on a fucking great interview by you two dipshits dropping the ball on all of
yeah,
this.
right.
Oh, the great flood of Showtime. Can you please tell us, were you in the office when this flood hit? When you woke up, when did you get notified that everything was wiped?
Right. It's going to be one of those great 9/11 stories. It's like, oh, I made it out of the South Tower in time. One of those kind of things, right? Like I was able to escape. Like, please, Grandpa, tell us about how you escaped this flood. Oh, I was woken up in the middle of the night. My feet were already wet. It was like the Titanic were sinking. Oh boy. But even fellow Al Haymon, about an associate employee, Adrian Broner, decided to go to social media and go as far as to say that he would never sue Al Haymon because of what he has done for him. Let me go to this post here because it certainly, considering how much Adrian Broner has talked smack um, about fucking Al Haymon, it seemed kind of strange that he was going to go there. I thought, like, what? I figured as soon as Floyd throws that fucking lawsuit that he would be next. Broner's going to want to get some of his money as well, but apparently it didn't work out that way. And he was like, no, I would never fucking do that. Seemed kind of weird, but let me see if I can find that clip here. But all right, here it is.
What I don't. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, oh,
I was gonna give you time if you needed it, but if you got it, go ahead and say it.
yeah, I got it right here. Alrighty. I would never take legal action against Al Haymon. Some people might say I'm dumb or brainwashed, but I'm a loyal individual, and I know he did things for me that nobody would do. And if I'm owed any money, oh well, man, he kept me satisfied. I will never spin the block for retaliation. It is what it is. See y'all soon. And then the clip, of course, has him training in the gym or something like that, right? It looks like he's physically ready to get back in there. I don't know about mentally, but anyway, yeah. So this is what he says. Al Haymon did stuff for him, even though there might be some money missing. If for him too, is saying if he owed me money, he kept me satisfied, which doesn't sound very good, right? It sounds like he gave you just enough peanuts, just enough crumbs to get you satisfied, and really not so much what you're owed or what you're entitled to. So he made it seem that way at least. But what do you make of this? Of to some degree, Broner coming to defend Al Haymon.
He's dumb and brainwashed. First off, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I like the fact that he named both. He's like, you might call me dumb, brainwashed, an idiot, fucking broke. You call me all the good. You might be right, but the bottom line is, I'm never suing him.
Al's lucky he doesn't have a woman in his life. There is no Mrs. Broner, or that little comment of even if he owes me money, we're good would not be there.
Right.
No woman's gonna be like, oh yeah, no, he did us good, baby. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like that money would have given us a Mercedes instead of a Corolla. No, yeah. He owes you money.
Yeah, no, it's so we can see that he's single.
Right. Currently, at least.
And the biggest one is see you soon. Now, I don't know how old that video is because, man, the Broner looks pretty good in that video. And he didn't look
you don't
like
think that's a
that.
recent one then?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It could be an older video. But the see you soon part is the reason why he's not suing him yet. Because Al still has that carrot. Like, oh, wait, I got big fights, though. Look at all what's going on at 150. He could even be throwing 154 at him at this moment. Like, well, I got you. I'll get you fights. Don't worry about it. When you hear Broner retired, the phone calls are not coming in. He's got no money coming in. That's when that bullshit of even if he owes me, we're good will not be good anymore. Right. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what has happened to Floyd. See, Floyd wanted to protect that O to the fullest. Right. I mean, come on. HBO used to talk about it, you guys. I mean, it is like the Epstein files. Like all this shit comes out to be true. You know what I'm saying? And HBO used to say it a long time ago. They will not fight guys that are gonna take his O. Like if they seem like they're a threat, Floyd is not saying yes to these fights. And so Floyd doesn't want to come back and just sell his O and take the biggest, at least that's where he's at as of last week. I don't know what this week is going to bring because he seems to be all out of money. He's running out of money seriously. When they're saying he's already $54 million in debt right now. He's running out of money seriously. He's already selling things. It's not looking good. So his attitude might change on the O. But HBO told us how he wanted to protect it, seeing how Floyd's been acting since he retired, doing all of these exhibition fights out of the country, trying to make little change here and there. Did seem like he was pretty stuck on not losing that zero on his record. Broner, he still has a carrot in front of his face. I think when Broner's time is up, you will see that his attitude change towards Al Haymon. And look, well, I haven't seen Floyd come out against Al Haymon. I've seen there's more reports that are attaching Al Haymon to that bank account. That's not a good look for him. At some point, I don't want to say the smarter people in the room, but the smarter people in the room are going to be like, no, dude, you're not connecting the dots here. Like you're trying to skip over a guy that's clearly involved, because one of the reports on the internet says Steven Espinoza and Al Haymon were working together to hide the money from Floyd. Like, how do you not look at that and say Al Haymon's not a part of that? Unless he's got him brainwashed to think, maybe, I don't know, that, like maybe it's that white supremacy thing that Deontay Wilder's about to come out with. Maybe Showtime's involved in that. And I know Espinoza has a Latin name, but he's white today. He's lighter complected, Miguel. Maybe he falls under one of their puppets or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't. Who the hell knows? But how is Al Haymon's name not involved in that? Unless it is some kind of control over Al Haymon too, which I think is totally bogus. You guys, everything I'm saying right now is totally bogus. Don't get it twisted. Al Haymon's robbing the fuck out of the dude.
Right. And although Espinoza's last name might be, Espinoza and of Latin descent, his first name is Steven, spelled with a PH. That's not fucking, that is not fucking, maybe if his name was Esteban Espinoza, maybe that would make more sense. But the dude is white as white can be with a name like spelled with a PH. Nobody of Latin descent spells last names or names with PH like that. Come on now. That's not a fucking thing in Spanish culture. Right. But funny that you mentioned that, because what literally happened to pop up on my feed as we're talking about one Floyd Mayweather Jr. legend versus legend set for June 27th. On June 27th, oh, by the way, this is by Big Fish Boxing on Instagram. On June 27th, Floyd Mayweather will be facing Mike Iron Zambides, Greece's most iconic combat sport athlete, in a once-in-a-lifetime super fight. One of the best defensive boxers in the history of the sport, with an extraordinary career record defined by dominance, precision, longevity at the highest levels, Mayweather is the most accurate puncher amongst Standing opposite him is the Greek legend of kickboxing, Iron Mike Zambides, or they call him Mike Iron Zambides. An 18-time world champion, Zambides has competed against the greatest athletes from around the world in breathtaking fights, with an impressive professional record of 180 fights, 158 wins, and 87 knockouts. The event will take place at the Telecom Center, OAKA Olympic Complex in Greece, welcoming thousands of spectators live and millions of viewers worldwide. Looks like he's coming back. Definitely not putting the O on the record, but in this once-in-a-lifetime super fight in Greece against Greece's most highly decorated and most famous, I guess, combat sport athlete, Mike Iron Zambides. Well, Okay, well, that certainly throws a little bit of a monkey wrench into this. I guess he's like, yeah, I'm not going to sit around for this lawsuit to be settled. I got to go out and make some money, yo, because the debt collectors are knocking on my fucking door and calling me on the fucking phone. So it's not like I could just sit back and wait for this lawsuit to be settled. I got to go make some money.
They got to just make sure Floyd comes back.
Mm.
Last time he left the country, he tried to stay in Dubai for a little bit.
Right, right. Or he tried to stay in the bio. They didn't let him fucking. They didn't let him leave.
Who knows? Who really
Yeah.
knows? Because hey, look, some of the once again, without the TV market, the United States TV market behind you, what are you really pressing out there? Huh? Let's go look at Opatai for a minute. Let's go look at that undefeated cruiserweight champion. What did they say he makes? $150,000?
Something like that. Yeah, that was the number that's thrown out.
So what do you think the Greece kickboxing all-time champion makes?
Mm.
Come on. They're kickboxing. They have like what, one movie in the 80s?
Right. Well, there was a craze. There was a little bit of a craze in the '80s that, it was what was it? Damn it. I'm trying to, because I watched it recently, as a matter of fact, because I was into like I was into those kind of movies when I was a kid. But No Retreat, No Surrender. Remember that? Remember that movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme as one of his early acting roles as the villain, right? He was the bad guy coming into into the city and buying out all the kickboxing gyms, and this guy and his dad own a gym, and he's like, no, I'm not selling. It's like, well, we're gonna make sure you sell. And they had this fucking fight. Anyway, but that was the the end thing for a little bit. But I don't know. I mean, clearly this is not going to be a kickboxing fight, right? I can damn near guarantee it's going to be a regular boxing fight. It might be an exhibition, of course, but it's going to be one of those. I don't know what they intend to do money wise. What we're going to say something?
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry. I think you raised your hand. I thought you were going to say something.
Oh, no. Sorry about that.
I was looking at some of the stuff here. We have seen Floyd with like the hat with the Star of David, right, representing that. Do Greece and Israel have any sort of connection to any degree? Like, are they allies or something? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure if they are. I don't know shit about politics outside.
Yeah,
Frankly.
I mean, no.
I don't know. There's a connection. I don't know.
No. He usually has a connection with criminal factors. I know. Well, I guess you could keep Israel in there then. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing Israel.
It's like, I know he has a connection with people that hate the U.S. Oh, shit.
My wife's going to be mad now. No, just fucking.
He's like, how many fucking times am I going to tell you don't bring the shit into the show?
I have no idea what's going on. Whatchamacallit. But yeah, no, Floyd, dude, I can't see him making that much money. Like I said, I'm more nervous that he's trying to skip on his bill. Better make sure you have a way to get him back. What we want to know is if he's coming back home is what we need to find out.
Yeah, right. How he'd make it back, all that good stuff. But or maybe he has no intentions of coming back home. Maybe he's like, fuck it, this is it. This is my exit plan. I'm gonna go to fucking Greece and live there on an island forever. I don't know how much he intends to make out of this money, because obviously no money. This is just basically literally 3 hours ago this was posted. So when I saw it pop up on my feed just now, I was like, oh, speaking of which, oh bye. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I anticipate us getting some more information here in the coming weeks, because it's at June 27th, right? I don't know how the summers are over there, or if they even is summer in Greece at that time, but looking forward to seeing more information regarding this. Yeah, and then Broner, of course, too, would throw that motherfucker in there. I don't know. He had to throw in his 2 cents. I figured he wasn't going to stay quiet, but if anything, I thought he was going to try to get in on the action and not try to defend Al Haymon the way he has been defending him. Alrighty. Anything else you want to add to this before we move on to the next topic?
Al still has him under contract. I think that's where the loyalty is. I don't think Al's working any of these exhibition deals for Floyd. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's when the money, when the carrot is away from Broner's face and he sees there's nothing there anymore, then we'll see if he stays loyal to Al Haymon, or if he goes, hey, wait a minute. Because remember, he used to say on Instagram, he used to bring out money issues about Al, right? Hey, where's my money? Hey, I waited long enough. You've seen him post every once in a while where he was a little bit upset at Al Heyman for whatever payments that Al still owed him. So we will see. Right now, he's trying to make one more run in boxing. We all know that. He's been putting out a lot of videos saying he's going to be back. He's going to be back. So I think that's where Al might even say that I ain't get you a fight until you go on social and take some of the heat off me, right? Go say
Oh,
I'm
no
loyal.
kidding, huh?
Yeah, go say you're loyal.
That's part of the contract, as we've talked about it, right? Fighters even have to say thank you, Al Heyman, at the end of the fucking fights, right? That might be one of them. Like, hey, don't forget the contract. You got to make sure you got to come in public on record saying that you'd never take my ass to court. I was like, okay, Uncle Al, let me go ahead and put this on here. All right. So, on the subject of money, I don't know how this is going to work out, but all right. So, I saw this post recently here in regards to Tyson Fury, who apparently seems to be on the way to work with Zuffa Boxing. According to what Boxing Scene posted on their website, this was, I believe, a few days ago on the 2nd. Zuffa Boxing aims for Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua Mexican Independence card. Now, I don't know if that is specifically that, because it says there's a comma afterwards, so I don't know if this is specifically for that, but it says here, Zuffa Boxing head Dana White said he anticipates adding shows beyond the 12 scheduled for 2026. And it says this new promotion will connect this year. All right, check this out. Zuffa Boxing for 2026, as clarity came for the more major cards, the new promotion will connect to this year, not only in the streaming deal with Paramount Plus, but Netflix too. Okay. All right.
Hell yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Hey, wait, you can finish. I just want to tell everyone, the zone better be fucking nervous. Go ahead, keep going, bro.
Right. It says there's a lot going on, right? New signings, more deals, new territories. Dana White told reporters at his Zuffa 2 post-fight news conference. I'm telling you guys, by the end of 2026, it's going to be impressive. All right, so he goes on to say the article regarding other stuff. Let's see here. The Top Rank, which has failed at finding a new network since his ESPN deal expired, and then left the fight with Xander Zayas kind of floating around, right? We weren't able to catch it on ESPN. As Golden Boy works to extend his deal with DAZN, we know now they're not gonna, right? Oscar De La Hoya facing foreclosure. These are all the things that are being mentioned in this article here. But I'm scrolling through the article because I want to get to the point. Here we go. In addition to being tied to former heavyweight champion Tyson Fury's April 11th comeback fight, Zuffa Boxing is aiming to offer the long-awaited Fury versus Anthony Joshua bout later this year with Netflix. Boxing Scene has learned. Joshua is an exclusive contract fight for DAZN. Fighter DAZN. So any effort to place one of his fights on Netflix will require a lucrative payout to shift him over. Now, we saw he did do it with Jake Paul, so obviously we know it's possible. That's what transpired when. Oh, here we go. Literally, the next sentence in this is that's when transpired when Joshua fought Jake Paul on Netflix in December. Beyond that, Zuffa is planning major Independence Day. Okay, cool. So I misread that. I thought they were planning to do that fight for Mexican Independence Day. They're not. They were just talking about other fights that they have planned. Zuffa Boxing, I'm saying. But according to them, not only are according to this article here, not only is Tyson Fury planning to work with Dana White and Zuffa Boxing for his April 11th comeback, which ironically happens to be the same day that was it the Boxing or whatever the fuck they're called, planning to do their show over in San Francisco, whether or not it's still going to happen or not with Deontay Wilder is I guess Andrew's guess that the fight's not going to happen in San Francisco, right, as we thought. But not only are they planning to do that with Tyson Fury and his comeback fight on April 11th, but later this year they're going to try to make Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury on Netflix. All right, Andrew, go ahead, sound off. Let us know what is going through your mind with all this bullshit.
Well, there's a lot going through my mind. Right now, this thing is changing, right? Every day it seems to be changing because when we started, it was his return, and now it looks like it's a 2-fight deal. Not only is it a 2-fight deal, one of those fights are now jumping over to Netflix, reaching out over the table to another network. They are going against everything they said they were going to do in this sport, right? All right. So it's hard to knock Zuffa right now because I don't know who Zuffa wants to be. What I can say, though, is that company in the same building on the other side of the office, this was the contract I told you was going to come that was going to piss off a lot of people. A 2-fight deal with Anthony Joshua involved. Do you know how much money they're guaranteeing Tyson Fury, bro, for these 2 fights? I'm going to say upwards of $100 million. I'm dead serious on that. That's guaranteed money. I'm talking $50 million a piece. That's when the other side should boycott. That's when they all should pick up their fucking things and walk away. I know it's going to suck. I know it's not going to feel good, but it's something that needs to be done because that's where Zuffa would have. That's when they would have literally cut the friendship with the MMA world. If you really do sign Tyson Fury, old as fuck Tyson Fury has retired 7 times. You know what I'm saying, Miguel? Like this, dude, listen, you guys, if you don't want to know how much Zuffa wants to be involved in the big boxing game, they're not here for the future. They're here for money. They're trying to bubble their investment that they just got out of Paramount. They first get in with Canelo versus Crawford, does nothing for them. That fight, they paid both of those guys, and I say they because they were a part of the promotional company, right? So they made almost $200 million guaranteed money. Bam. Whoever signed the checks to that one. Yet Canelo immediately says he's going to surgery. You're not going to get him for like a year. And freaking
Crawford
he retires. Does nothing for them in that sense. You know what I mean? $200 million. They kind of got their name out there because of the fight. So that's a heavy commercial. Maybe you could say they paid him for the advertising of that night, right? Then we move on to Tyson, another fighter who's, dude, he's Terrence Crawford and Canelo 10 times. This guy retires more than them 2 combined. He's definitely retiring after the fight, Turkey or Dana, excuse me. But they'll do it. That Anthony Joshua fight's big. Look, I don't know if they're needed for the Joshua Fury. Just like I didn't know if they were needed for Crawford and Canelo.
Wait, you're talking about Zuffa? The guys at Zuffa?
Of
They're
course
not needed.
About
okay.
Zuffa.
Okay,
of
gotcha.
course. So they need to watch out that boxing isn't robbing them. Remember, these are crooks, man. These guys, they've been down this road before. Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua might be tight as fucking hell. Like, hey, Eddie might go make that money. Now I'm going to get you the next one. Bro, I'll be back. All right. Then he goes and gets that check or whatever, because I don't see Anthony signing a Zuffa contract. He's going to be or maybe he sticks with Eddie and they have to work with Eddie, and then we're going to see Zuffa turn their back on that one.
You want to hear? I mean, have you heard how Dana White's saying? Yeah, I got a call from Eddie. I didn't fucking, I didn't answer. Have you heard that shit? People are asking him. People are telling him like working with Eddie Hearn and stuff like that, and he's like, yeah, he called me. It was fucking weird, but I didn't answer. I didn't talk to him.
Oh yeah, that
it's
was
like,
last week.
That's what I'm saying. But I wonder if that has anything to do. Like now, news is breaking about it, but maybe this shit's been going on for the last few weeks, and that's one of the reasons why what's his name, Eddie Hearn, is reaching across and saying, hey, dude, let's fucking make this work somehow, right? And Dana White's like, I don't know. I mean, he's gonna have no choice but to work with him if that is the case, if they're going to try to do this, because regardless, we know how even if it's not just contractual, although it is a contract with Anthony Joshua, well, specifically Joshua and Eddie, but also the loyalship, right? The friendship that they got. So it's not like AJ is just going to bolt, right? It's going to have to involve Matchroom to some degree and Eddie to some degree. So even if Dana White's not answering the call right now, he's going to have to at some point to try to make this fight happen.
Yes. Zuffa needs to watch out that some of these guys they're all in it for the money.
Right.
But at some point, back to what I said last week, they want to put this type of money behind someone that they can hold on to. Bam Rodriguez being a great example as far as the talent and the age that you need to make your company get to the next level. Tyson Fury, Terrence Crawford, and Saul Alvarez are not the type of guys that you think you want to invest $500 million to take your company to the next level. Now they will get your name to the next level. So if this is all for commercial, this is for Dana going, no, we're going to use these guys. We'll overpay them to get into their fight, get our name Zuffa out there. Then we'll turn into the big dogs later on when we get all these younger guys to grow. That's a very expensive commercial though, because Tyson is not going to come cheap. That Tyson AJ is not going to come cheap. We'll see if it works, but yeah, at first, Miguel, when it first dropped, I'm like, Tyson Fury, old as shit. When you're attaching Fury's name to 2 fights with Zuffa and Zuffa now talking about Netflix, I'm telling you, this is bigger than that little thing they got going on, the Zuffa 0201, whatever they want to call that. That is a farming system. That's for a decade from now. Me and you might not even be around when that fucking thing finally grows. That's a tree you got to wait 50 years to see its beauty. You understand? That's not going to be fast. Now, Zuffa becoming major players could happen fast, but, I mean, they didn't build Crawford Canelo. Yeah, you were involved in it, but you didn't build that one. You didn't build Fury versus AJ. Yes, you could be involved in it. Put another O on that check. But you didn't create that. So we'll see how that plays out. They can definitely come in, and I guess what I'm trying to say, you guys, is they can buy all the fights they want to say that they're big dogs. They have created nothing yet. So we'll take that money. We'll see what Walsh does at the very end. That's their guy right now. He's from UFC Fight Pass. He's from the UFC model. That's their project that they're building right now. WBC had Canelo and Chavez at one point not too long ago. UFC has Walsh. It's that type of project. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And then just to throw this in here, just because it was recently discovered, or not discovered, but disclosed that Dana White has less and less role with the UFC. According to this antitrust lawsuit that he had to basically testify at, saying he no longer oversees matchmaking. He says absolutely zero involvement with the negotiating and the fighter's contract. He's checking out. He's over here now. You know, that's pretty much what it seems, at least. And I feel bad for the fighters that fight the UFC. They're still, bashing their fucking brains in to make a whole bunch of money for the son of a bitch. When now he's completely out. And there's other. I'm trying to remember his name. I saw another one. Huh?
Hey, Miguel, when you have a friend, who's our friend from Joe Rogan?
Oh yeah, shit. What was his name? I forgot his name already. Damn. Hey, yeah, for that guy.
The feds might have a few of Dan Rayfield's friends' bets, and they're like, "You sure you weren't matching these guys?" I have nothing to do with matchmaking. Because man, your neighbor, right, man, he sure is undefeated in this motherfucking sport. I'll tell you that. And what did Joe Rogan say? He had 82% winning ratio. Oh my God, dude's on fire, bro.
Yeah. Oh, Aubrey. that's who it is. That's the guy. And then according to AI, it's likely Aubrey Marcus, whoever the hell that guy is. I don't know who he is. But anyway, yeah, 84% success rate.
Hey, if Dana had any gambling, and we know he's a gambler, man.
Hell yeah.
Of course he's got to distance himself from matchmaking. Come on. That's like Pete Rose gambling on baseball as the manager. You know what I'm saying? You're fucking putting the fights together and you're going down to the bookie. Come on, bro. What? So yeah, no, there's nothing else he could say, but no, I ain't doing
yeah.
What gambling? Gambling? It's just a coffee shop. Remember, you ever seen that Asian dude walk out of there's an Asian guy that walks out of the feds just hit a coffee shop that's doing illegal slot machines. And they go, "Excuse me, sir, excuse me. Were you gambling in there right now?" And he goes, "Gambling? Yeah, what gambling?" It just walks away. Shit's hella funny.
Oh. He does that fucking, what's that? I always forget his name. Okani, right? His translator is like, wow, yeah. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Gambling bets. What the hell does that mean? I don't even understand that. Repeat that one more time. I don't know what that means.
It's like Showtime when you ask him for Floyd's receipts.
Yeah.
Receipts. What?
Yeah, right.
Floyd, you don't remember buying Steven Espinoza a $3 million birthday present? Yeah, bro. You told us to take it out of your check. Come on.
Like, you don't remember that car you got me? No, it's like right there. I mean, there's a little note on there says here. It even has your name embroidered on the fucking on the seats. Isn't that? I thought that was like a gift from you to us. I don't know. Didn't understand that, but apparently the majority of the ongoings, inner workings of the UFC is being taken care of by Hunter Campbell, Mick Maynard, and Sean Shelby. So those are the guys that are involved, and the names come up quite often, so I'm familiar with who they are at least. But it looks like they're the guys that are kind of running shit right now, and Dana White's kind of checking out, taking a step back.
Can I tell you guys, this is what controlled media looks like? What's going on with the UFC and the gambling case that's currently happening, and we get no live coverage from ESPN. Let me tell you, if that was Don King or them, and I'm not talking 1990s, I'm talking 2026. If it's Don King, Bob Arum, somebody big in boxing that has got a big old, the feds have 100 fixed fights from Top Rank. Think about it, Miguel, how much coverage would be all over the TV about this. Oh, always knew it.
The internet.
Every reporter, many have always thought the mafia was running boxing. Now we know. Today we know for a fact, ladies and gentlemen, the mob has been running boxing. 100 fights have been. Why do these guys get away with it, bro? Why? Nothing's covered. If fucking Dana's on stand, he's being questioned and I don't get a highlight and nothing viral. They just busted someone in the last UFC fight. Motherfucker, the feds are watching you guys. Fuck that. We're still going to do it. Hey, we're still on. Right. We're still good.
Like, out of the 7 fights that are going to be fixed, we'll pull one to make it look like we're doing something. It's kind of, at least it makes it seem like we're trying to stay, and honest and show our integrity here.
These guys are crazy. They literally pulled the fight last week. Like, no, this one's, and then they said this week they fired the kid. He's out of the UFC. Did you see it?
Oh, no, I didn't. I see that part.
The kid they popped, they eliminated him from the UFC now. So he must have got popped doing something bad, bro. This wasn't just, I have a hurt ankle and I'm trying to get through the match. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe these guys know their careers are almost over and they're like, fuck, we're going to go for the big bang, dude. I'm going to take whatever's in my account and put it on myself or something. That, he got popped doing something like that, knowing damn well this next loss was going to be his last loss anyways.
Yeah.
But I've told you guys, these guys get fucking Dana's on fucking camera smacking his wife. Almost every other CEO in the world gets eliminated the next day. We had a guy say something on the phone in the NBA. He got eliminated the next day. Dana was like, hey, we're both drinking. Hey,
like, I said some shit. She said some shit. She said a lot of shit,
She hit me first.
Yeah. You guys didn't see that part, right? You didn't see where she fucking threw a right hook at me.
This would never have happened if it was the boxing. It's just amazing that this statement is out there about. That's like Top Rank then coming out and going, and Bob being like, yeah, no, I never had anything to do with anything. Don't look at me. Like, dude, that would be news. That'd be pretty big news. Yeah, hats off to the UFC, man. They got it right. And you media members are soft. You UFC guys are soft. I hope the parties.
Well, that's the reason they choose them. That's
I know.
We know that, right? I mean, I've been trying to get in for a fucking hot minute, and I'm just a nobody. Obviously, that's one of the reasons why I don't get in. But other people who have, put pressure on them, and they're like, yeah, out, and it's not just. I mean, it does work in the sense of media, but I don't necessarily just mean press as in like the reporters or the journalists, but also photographers. I know of photographers who used to get in all the fucking time, right, in the early days, and then boom, just like that, it's like they're fucking gone. It's like, well, okay, even someone as simple as photographers are associated with another website that says something. I myself have been a part of it. I to some degree, I used to write stories or write articles for this one that were involved with Dana White's lawyer at the time. Dana White's fucking lawyer was the one that was funding this website. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, cool. I said some shit in there. My editor was like, yeah, we can't say that, yo. Like, why do we? I can't say that. It's obvious. Like, no, you can't make these conclusions, jump to these conclusions. I'm like, dude, it's pretty obvious. and I had to fucking change the article because of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
just on the small part. I'm just a fucking nobody, right? I had to change the title of the article and the narrative of the article to because it made them look bad, and it wasn't even intentional. It was just like, what? This is kind of obvious, yo. I know what the fuck we're watching. Everybody knows what the fuck we're watching. It's not like it's just me thinking of this, but I happen to be writing about an article. My editor said, no, you can't do that shit, and I'm just a low guy on the totem pole, and they don't even let me say what the fuck I want to say.
And to give you guys a history lesson, when Don King and Mike Tyson did go to court, that was covered. And you know what people found out? Mike had terrible spending habits, and Don King ended up not giving him that much money at all. Yeah, he gave him a few million, 70 million or something like that. It wasn't the $1 billion that Mike Tyson was claiming that was stolen from him. It was almost like the judge told Don, can we do anything to make this go away? That's what we got in the Mike Tyson Don King case. I think even Chavez went up there and was like, you guys told me to come. I'm good. Me and Don always been good, right? Like you didn't see a double lawsuit from Chavez Sr. You know what I mean? Like, and then we started hearing about the cell phones, the Lamborghinis, the lion and tiger. You know, it was spending habits of Mike. So they did cover at least that trial. Turned out Don didn't rip off Mike nearly as much as people were proclaiming he was ripping off Mike his whole damn career.
Yeah. But more information regarding that in the coming weeks, I'm sure. More information on Tyson Fury, if we're gonna get that, you know. Oh, and I wanted to just to kind of clarify. You said it a few moments ago. You said DAZN better be worried or better be careful, or what you say in regards to this. All right, explain why. Explain why, please.
Well, bro, you're talking about Paramount and Netflix now doing business together. These are two of the biggest streaming apps that are currently running for the sport, right? DAZN has good numbers as far as being on a platform. They're not producing them in boxing. And here we go, another week down. We've seen no numbers from DAZN on their last fight that they just put on, you know, the Lopez Shakur. So I'm just saying, when Turkey and the Prince start see, or is he the king now? He's the king, huh?
Oh, I don't know. The guy above him, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he's because I think his uncle passed, and that's what made him who he is. But maybe he needs, I don't know. Whoever his boss is, bro, they're gonna start seeing. They're gonna see huge numbers from Fury versus AJ if that gets made on Netflix. Expect the UK fucking subscription go through the roof. Expect America to still tune in to that fight, especially with AJ's increase in fans in America that just happened. I'm sure once Netflix puts him, hey ladies, you know what, Netflix put just him working out for the first 3 weeks. Jay, I don't need boxing. You just need to lift weights, and the girls are gonna give you ratings. The ladies will be there.
Just tune in to Ryan Garcia's Instagram feed and just do that. Just have him hit the Cobra bag, spray with a spritzer bottle, spray him just so he looks nice and shiny and sweaty, and just hit that fucking Cobra bag, and we can get hella ratings on that alone.
What is he gonna do today? Well, we're just filming him in the sauna. Really, he's just gonna sit there.
Yeah, exactly.
Ratings on Netflix.
It's like, are you just gonna wear a towel and then nothing else? Oh yeah, get a camera there. Get a camera there. We'll get a special camera that can withstand the heat of the fucking sauna and the water. We'll make sure to catch that. That'll be episode 1.
This is slow pitch softball for Netflix with Anthony Joshua. So it looks like Joshua's a star now in America. I expect him and Fury's numbers to be through the roof. Yes, sir.
Oh my! All right. Well, we'll see where that leads. But apparently, Tyson Fury will be making a comeback April 11th, which will, to some degree, work with Zuffa, which will eventually lead to a second fight with Tyson Fury and Zuffa. This time, or that time, I should say, with Anthony Joshua. All right. Okay, so back to U.S. stuff. Looks like we're gonna get a fight in Vegas. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and pull up this quick little screenshot here. Recently, PBC has announced, there was even a press conference. If you guys want to check it out, Sebastian Fundora will be taking on Keith Thurman. It will be on Amazon Prime Video or Prime Video pay-per-view. I'm sure it's going to be pay-per-view with a, oh yeah, that's right. That's right here. If I read the whole damn post. Yeah, it says pay-per-view on here. It'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada, right here, my hometown, at the MGM Grand Garden of Las Vegas, Nevada, March 28th, 2026. So a little over 6 weeks from now, roughly, maybe 7 weeks, we're going to get the fight that we were going to get last October. That unfortunately, I think it was Fundora who injured his hand, if I'm not mistaken, and then the fight was pulled from the card. The card went through anyway, but without them. And there was some talk that this fight was also going to land on a Manny Pacquiao undercard, like the co-main event for Manny Pacquiao's return in 2026. For whatever reason, that hasn't happened. So I guess it seems as though from the outside that rather than for these two guys to just wait until Manny to come back and actually fight on that card, they're just going to go ahead and have their own card on the 28th of March on Amazon Prime pay-per-view for $74.99, or for us, thanks to our secret contributor / investor, free 99. We will definitely be making sure to tune into this one. But all right, it's not really the fight that we want. Of course, we want to see Fundora fight against the other champs. Of course, we have a new champion, Josh Kelly, from a few weeks ago, and then a unified champ in Xander Zayas, also from a few weeks ago. Now, more clarity in the 154-pound weight class. We're going to get Fundora putting his belt on the line, which I think I'm trying to remember which belt he's got now at this point, because he had two, he dropped one. I think he's WBC champ. Yeah, WBC champ. Putting his belt on the line against the ever present Keith Thurman, who just seems to pop up here and there. And I guess we're going to get to see his fight. It was supposed to happen in October, and for an injury, it ended up not happening. And rather than to just move on from Keith Thurman, they're like, no, let's run it back. Let's make sure that Keith Thurman gets a shot for some fucking reason. I don't know. You mentioned this a long time ago, Andrew. Maybe Al Haymon owes him a favor, and he's like, yeah. Like, no. We can, I know Fundora's hurt, and we're not going to get your fight in October, but we could just move on. Like, no, Al, you owe me this one. Oh, that's true. Huh? Okay, fuck. All right, let's make it in 2026. All right. Well, you know what? I'm not mad at it per se. Another name on Fundora's resume. And of course, I'm not saying that Fundora is 100%. I mean, he's going to be the betting favorite, of course, but it's not a given, of course, as we saw recently with Nick Paul and Figueroa. So, but he's going to be a heavy favorite for what I'm talking about. So it's not a given. It's not set in stone that he's going to come up with the victory, but knowing at this stage that Thurman, where he is in his career, I don't think he stands much of a chance, but we're going to get to see it. And I guess another name added to the resume of Fundora. All right, Andrew, what do you think of this fight? As I mentioned, it was supposed to happen in October. It got postponed. It seems as though PBC is still hell-bent on making it happen. Yay or nay on this one?
It's a nay because it's pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
I will watch it, but I don't expect this to do great numbers. It's a fight that doesn't demand $74, so I don't see casuals spending it. And I honestly, if you have something else to do on that Saturday night, I think you're going to take that over this. You won't be arguing with your wife to stay home for this one. You know what I mean? I'm always talking from a married man's perspective, bro.
Right.
That kind of dictates my schedule, and I know it does for a lot of other guys on the Saturday. So I don't know if you're really gonna stand the line on Thurman versus Fundora.
Yeah, it's like no, we have a fucking baby shower to go to, babe, but it's fucking Thurman. No, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, and then at that, or you just start a fight.
Yeah,
like fuck your friend anyway. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they're not gonna. It's like fuck their wedding. They're gonna separate in a year anyway. It. She's bad for him or whatever. One of those kind of things. Like, it's not going to work out anyway. So we might as well just stay home and save the money, not buy them a blender because, they're not going to use it.
No, I'm just playing. What I will say, though, slight joke, slight nod, is I think Thurman's the only one that knows how to read it at PBC, and that's why he keeps getting these fights, bro. I think Thurman
contracts, you mean?
Yeah, I think Thurman has Al Haymon under his thumb, bro. He's like, no, you will get me this fight. Bro, isn't this like the third time a fight has gotten postponed, canceled? And Thurman just seems to keep finding his way back on main events. I remember, I want to say Zoo was one time, Danny Garcia, and now Fundora, where he gets injured or something happens, and you think he's just going to go away because he's older and all this shit. Nah, man, he has something. He has photos of Al and Oscar partying or some shit, bro. There's something.
They're gonna say Alan Fishness or some shit. It's like, oh, him too. All right, well, fuck it. I mean, maybe he has pictures of Alan and Epstein somewhere, like holding, like doing the gold buddy things, right? And maybe P Diddy somewhere in there. I don't know, just add it to it. And Snoop Dogg. You see the videos or the clips of Snoop Dogg too, the pictures. I mean, of him and Diddy. I don't know. He clearly he's got something on him, right? Because it's like,
Right.
no, you still owe me this fight, and it's going to be for the WBC belt, and it's going to be against Fundora. But I will I mean, it's going to be him here, so I'm going to make the effort to go to any media events that I'm allowed to go to and try to get some sort of footage on it, because why not? It's going to be in here, and that's usually what I try to do whenever there are fights, or at least major fights in town, if you want to call it that. I try to attend any sort of events for either the general public or even media, and see if I can sneak my way in there and get you guys some sort of coverage on it. But I mean, I know, as I said earlier, Fundora is going to be the heavy favorite on here, but does Thurman have a chance here, Andrew? Is there something about Thurman that, like, oh yeah, he can maybe he can what's the word? There's something about him,
Crack
right,
them.
that he can, huh?
He can crack them.
Yeah, like there's whatever chink in the armor that that Fundora's got, but what's the name? Thurman can take advantage of it. I guess what I'm saying.
He allows you to get on the inside and you land your one-time punch. It's Keith one-time Thurman, and his name is that for a reason, because he used to have the power that could put people to sleep with one shot. Brian Mendoza showed us that Fundora can get hit with that one shot. So that's all Thurman really has going into this, Miguel. He's got the power, and he's going to lean on that power heavy. I don't think he's going to try to outbox him. He ain't try to do any of that. He's got to get on the inside, and he's going to be throwing them hooks high. So that's how I see him winning the fight. I don't think he's going to win the fight, but I mean, you give me 6-1 odds on a knockout, I might throw some money on that. You know what I mean? But I don't, I wouldn't tell someone to put the house on it. This isn't my bet of the year. None of the above, right? I'm happy that I got back on a winning that Brian Figueroa one scared me, bro. I didn't want to go 0 for 2 because Miguel, it didn't look right. The 5-2 to 5-9, and knowing Figueroa as a fighter, he only had one loss. Hey, Thurman also only has one loss, and I think we need to keep that into our minds too. I know he's a little older, but he's not beat up in that sense. You know what I mean? Does he have one good shot still left in him? So yeah, I'm glad Figueroa won. That helps me going into the Garcia and Barrios fight, because I'm still a little nervous on where I want to lean towards there. You know what I mean? I liked Barrios going in. Then it kind of shifted towards Garcia when I seen Barrios' mentality of a sparring partner. But the last thing you got to do is watch him actually compete. And that'll be the final, deciding factor on who I go with. I'm gonna watch both of their fights over. For Garcia, it's a bad performance I got to watch over. Garcia needs to change the whole thing. With Barrios, I believe he's the same guy in every fight, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out, and then see if there's anything that Barrios throws that maybe can take Garcia out of his game plan. If he is not going to do it mentally, he should have done it mentally. That's where he should have broke Garcia, but he didn't. So, anyways, I'm happy Figueroa won. Thank you for bringing the belt home. Now we can move on with our life. I didn't want to be 0-2, bro. And especially 0-2. What am I missing? Fuck out of here. What am I missing?
Yeah, that happens. 2026, we're off to a rocky start here. So
hey, Shakur put the shakes on me, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't see Shakur coming out like that. And fuck everyone that is acting like Shakur fought like that his whole career. That was a badass performance that young man put on. I didn't like the end, getting a little lazy, shelling up and getting hit unnecessarily. But that was a badass performance he put on. It really was.
All right. So taking that consideration, Keith Thurman has a chance, if nothing else, a puncher's chance. It just got like that one puncher's chance, and beyond that, probably not. Because you mentioned, Fundora can't get cracked. He has been cracked. He gets bloody noses. He's reachable, and if that's the case, then something about that height that's just not that he's not putting into work. He's not making it work for him because although there are times where you see him where it's difficult. I mean, specifically with Tim Zuna's most recent fight, he wasn't able to reach him. Yeah, he cracked him a few times, but it was very mild compared to how much he got cracked by Fundora. So maybe he's starting to develop that game to be able to stay on the outside and keep guys at bay. If that is getting better, then Thurman is in serious fucking trouble. But we're only seeing that getting better only now, to where we've seen Fundora get hit recently. All right, so the pay per view. It's gonna be pay per view $74.99. As of right now, you said, yeah, that this is fucking worth it. What if they start like what kind of fights do you think they'll have to stack this card with? Because they've been doing that recently. They've been doing far fewer pay per views, which is why it looks bad on PBC's end. But they're starting to kind of stack these pay per view cards, right? They're adding good fights to them, fan friendly fights. Is it possible maybe these guys get Roach and fucking Pitbull Cruz on the undercard or something like that? Like if they add fights like that, would you say it'd be more worth the $74.99 after?
Well, that's definitely there, but they don't have the undercard already filled out. I mean, the fight's in a few weeks.
No. It wasn't 6 weeks. Hold on, let me see. Maybe I was looking at the wrong Instagram post, but let me see here.
Because you think you would want, I mean, you got to promote, you got to get guys trained. 6 weeks, that's already a small window for training.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say their undercard is going to be made. Hopefully Miguel will pull that up right now.
Yeah, because I wanted to take a look at, because I saw bits and pieces of the what is it called, the press conference. Let me see here. So postpone. Well, PBC website isn't doing shit. Let's see here. All right, 6 days ago. Let's take a look here. Fundora. All right. Well, I mean, I'm going to go back and watch the press conference to see who else was there. But as far as I can tell here, I'm not seeing too many more fights on the undercard, at least.
BoxRec isn't showing anything on their end. That is so weird. No, I don't expect to be a stacked pay-per-view card, bro.
Oh, here we go. Here, I think I found some more. Okay,
thank God.
Wait, hold on.
Shit.
What? No. Because this is they're putting Oshaki Foster and Stephen Fulton. They already fought. What is this? No, these are old ones, yo. Oh, this is the last card. Because I don't know why they're putting AI is fucking dumb as shit. Because they're including the fights that already happened on the last card where they were supposed to fight. But yeah, I don't think, from what I can tell here, I'm not showing any other fights on the undercard, at least not yet, that I can find on the internet. I'm gonna go back and watch the press conference to see who else was there. But by all means, guys, if you guys know of the undercard fights, let us know, because I mean, I didn't see anything pop up on my feed.
Yeah, no, there's nothing under BoxRec. When I went to the Brock Jarvis fight, they had the whole undercard under that one. You just hit on event. When I go to the Fundora and hit event, it just shows the main event. That is insane. That fight seems like it's pretty close to not have guys already preparing for the pay-per-view card. This is a pay-per-view card. This is a big moment in their careers.
Yeah, let me see because now that I'm doing it, I'm kind of like when I'm searching for it under different I guess like different words, different keywords, right? Let's see here. Jahi Tucker will get a chance to prove that he belongs amongst okay. He's taking on Yoanli. No, Jesus Christ, Yoanli Hernandez. I don't know who the fuck these guys are on the undercard of Fundora's the BBC. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who these guys are. We can always look them up. This dude, Jahi Tucker. All right, guys, 15-1-1, taking on Yoanli Hernandez. This seems to be what the co-main event maybe. Well, it's going to be on the card, so it says the first two. So yeah. So I don't know if it's going to be the co-main event per se, but it looks like Dan Rayfield recently reported that that's in the works and it's going to be on this card. Definitely doesn't add to the $74.99, right? Because not too familiar with who these guys are. I would definitely love for them to add some more recognizable names to it if they can. But so far, that's all I got as far as undercard goes.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that main event is not demanding at all. I like Thurman and all, but he's at 37 years of age, and he just hasn't been consistent enough in our sport to demand a $74 price tag at 37. Mm-hmm. He's not Canelo. He's not. I know when you talk to him, he likes to think he is,
right?
But he's absolutely not Canelo or Crawford, who are receiving that kind of attention at their age. And even Anthony Joshua. I mean, you got guys that have put in way more work in their late 30s getting pay-per-view shots than what Thurman has done, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even when I go to like the PBC website, right, it has that fight already there scheduled, and then it has their stats and everything like that. But as far as like other fights in the card, nothing that I'm able to see here. Well then,
Yeah.
all right. So yeah, so let's hope let's hope that
Let
they stack the card a little bit more. Huh?
let's hope that Fundora takes care of this and gets on with his career too. I think the junior middleweights. Hopefully, we're gonna get the big fight that's gonna set up the super champ, right? To set
Mhm.
up the lineal champ. We'll have a guy that everyone's gunning for. But it would be nice to see Fundora get his shot if he's able to defeat Thurman. Just get him any big fight, because he's been there for a while too himself and hasn't gotten the big money. So yeah, I think they're a sleeping giant.
Mm. All right. Anything else you want to add before we move on to the next topic?
No, sir.
All righty. So this one is kind of threw me off a little bit. I wasn't entirely sure what to think of it, how they came to this conclusion here. But recently, I saw a post by one Pound for Pound, which is this X or Twitter account that says, "Breaking news: Virgil Ortiz's manager is hinting that the Duran Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz fight is now signed." And if you go to what specifically they're referring to, he puts Rick Meridian, his manager, saying, "Never give up. Hashtag boxing." All right. I'm not sure how they concluded that that is what he's referring to by that. When I go to Rick Meridian's Instagram, or not Instagram, sorry, a Twitter account, that I don't see anything specifically revolving that, right? I know, let me see here. Oh, here we go. Okay. So let's do this. This is a forecast for him. He says, Jose Ramirez wins November 16th, secures. Oh, it's all right. So I don't know what this is, how long ago this was, because this had to have been, this is October. According to him, Virgil Ortiz is going to be in a massive fight in February. Obviously, that's not going to happen. That was his prediction back in October. As far as anything new or recent goes, just that one that's saying hashtag boxing never give up. So I'm not sure what precisely he's referring to there, but the majority of his Instagram posts are relatively old. Nothing new in regards to that. So I don't know how they came to the conclusion that that's exactly what is referring to by never give up. But uh, that's the first thing that came to mind. I was like, oh shit, what the hell? All right, cool. I thought maybe he was posting on someone else's account, saying, or posting a comment on someone else's account in regards to the fight being signed, or at least getting close to signed. I don't know. It could just be clickbait. It may very well just be, well, I guess that's what I would call it, right? Clickbait. But click and bait, clicking. I'm trying to think of that term, right? But
I believe there's too far down the river to come back on this one.
no, really?
I mean the fight's gonna get done. That's what I mean.
Oh, gotcha.
Too far down the river
I
on
see.
negotiating.
I thought they had already gone down such a bad route that they're like, there's no saving.
Oh, no.
Oh, gotcha.
They would have moved on by now, right? They've got to have so many things hammered out by now that this is close to being done, like they're saying. We've already had the negotiating in public between Oscar and the manager, right? We had that seemed to have been figured out. I think Turkey's fed up with the nonsense, what he wants, what they want. I don't like putting it all on Turkey. What they want, Riyadh season, I'm saying, they get. And this is the fight they want. This is the fight that actually needs to happen for the division to move forward. Now, that might be with the warm-up fight in between their big matchup. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's going to be directly go to them. I wouldn't mind seeing a warm-up fight. Put them both in Riyadh. Give the Riyadh fight fans a chance to see them compete before they put them in the ring together. If they do something like that, so be it. As long as the contract is signed, like a Chavez thing. They fight in the summer, and in 3 months they will fight each other, right? That's how Chavez Sr. used to do it all the time. So I'm hoping that's what we get out of these two. But I do think that the deal has to be near because they've been working on it so long.
Do you think that is what he's leaning towards, or what that message is supposed to be, that cryptic message of the manager saying something like that? Like, do you think if you're under the impression that the fight is that far along, so could it be that this is exactly what Rick Merrigan is talking about in this Twitter post, saying never give up, as if it's like saying like, yo, we didn't give up on this one, we're gonna get it soon, and it'll be announced soon or something.
Yes, yes, that's I totally think that's what he's saying there. And it was him that was pushing for it, right? It
Mm.
seems like it was Oscar was stalling a little bit to get a better deal. Sometimes the fighters just want the fucking fight to move on. And I'm okay with both of those. I'm
Mm.
okay with the fighter going, you know what? No, I want my promoter to go out there and get me the best he can. You do you, boo. Right?
Right. Yeah.
And I'll do my side. Or I like it when a fighter goes, no, I'm fucking tired of hearing all this slack all over all my Instagram feeds. I'm tired of the BS. Give me him. Give me him now. I'm gonna whoop his ass and think about my next paycheck on the next fight. Hey, I like both of those attitudes. So
All right. So, ideally, let's say the fight gets announced here shortly. I think would it be a bad idea to do it also on Cinco de Mayo weekend? I mean, considering other people trying to get that fight. What do we say? Benavides and Ramirez, I think, is one of the other ones, to try to make it that again, because they're trying to make Ortiz the next star, right? And if Canelo is not going to be fighting on Cinco de Mayo, right, is going to be fighting in September, and he's on the way out. Could this be one of the ways to get started on a new star on that platform, or on that specific date, in and around that date? Would that be ideal to try to get this fight going by May?
no, because you already have two Mexicans fight. You have two. Listen, you have Gilberto Ramirez is fighting Benavides,
Yeah.
right? Now Benavides, if he wins, do I think he's going to take Cinco de Mayo away from any other Mexican? Highly unlikely, right?
Well, that's the thing. Taking it away, there's nobody else that's gonna is take it. That's kind of the thing. It's more by default, no?
Yeah, the ball never stops rolling. There might be someone by next May, but what I'm saying right now is no. I would not put both fights on Cinco de Mayo. I don't even know if that date is that big anymore, unless there's a fighter with market that is actually the fans want to see. I don't think just because you throw a fight on Cinco de Mayo that it's absolutely going to do great numbers because they're just dying to see a boxing match, Mexicans. And I don't see it that way. So I wouldn't put it on the same day because you're hurting yourselves and you're hurting boxing,
Mm.
right? You're making fans pick between two good fights that everyone's going to want to see. I want to see both of those fights. I don't want to pick. I don't want it to be going channel to channel or anything like that. So I would rather them not do that. And Ramirez and Benavides is a decent match. That's a good fight to have on. That should lead to a celebration right there, right? Those are two Mexicans, great resumes, good knockout power. It's a good fight. So we don't need to add on to that one. I say keep that Virgil on another date, and then after, say Ramirez doesn't win, Benavides doesn't knock it out the park with the Mexican people, because sometimes he don't. He comes in with braids and all that other. He has a lot of American in him, right? So he might not sell that great. So then you would move Virgil, who's also American. I don't know, you guys. Might want to find a Mexican to put on a Mexican holiday, bro. Just because they have these Latin last names doesn't mean they're all going to be Oscar De La Hoya. De La Hoya, not only was he his last name sounded very Mexican, right? And I know Ortiz does, but Oscar De La Hoya just has a great role to it. The girls love this young man. He came out with double star power than any of these other guys have, right? He spoke Spanish fluently. These other guys, does Virgil even speak Spanish?
I want to say I have heard him speak Spanish, but I don't know. I don't remember it being that fluent. I mean, I could understand what he's saying. It sounded a little choppy, huh?
I don't know. Let's not. I'm gonna be a little bit messed up right now, but a lot of these young men don't speak Spanish anymore in the boxing world, right? We don't have too many Oscar De La Hoyas running around.
Mm-hmm.
So you see them trying, but they sound like me. You know what I mean? You see him
Yeah.
trying to do it. Who just did it recently? Oh, Lopez, Teofimo.
Oh,
You
that's
see
right.
him?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then as soon as that reporter hit him up in the front of the hotel, motherfucker lost all of his Spanish because he was reading. They
Mm.
had gave him something to learn, and he went on that podium and was like, "Oh yeah, look, I'm spitting Spanish." Then some dude asked him a question. He was like, "Security, security,
Yeah.
I gotta go, bro. I gotta go. I don't know what are we talking to me for. I don't know. I gotta go. Let me say what I said yesterday, and then try to repeat."
Right. He's like, let me pull up the fucking translator on the translator on my fucking phone real quick.
The reporter looked at the camera and was like, "Oh, it was that."
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
"You got me. I
Right.
got
Yeah.
it." And it's no knock, but I'm just saying it does seem like a lot more of these. So let's get a Mexican to go on Cinco de Mayo. Mexicans, we're hurting on the Mexicans for Cinco de Mayo, and we're hurting on Americans for the heavyweight. You know that right now there's not a heavyweight in the top American heavyweight top 10, and there's only 2 in the top 25.
No,
Yeah, bro.
is Ricardo or Richard Torres? Ricardo Torres.
Richard Torres is one of them. That's it.
Oh
He's
man, and
down
where's he
there
at?
at number 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've never
Damn.
seen it like this.
And
I've
who's the other
never
one?
seen
Wilder?
this.
Is the other one Wilder or
Nope.
who?
Nope.
Fucking Miller.
Who's the other one?
The real big baby. Is he's still there?
Richard Torres. Where's he? Oh, Jared Anderson, dude, number
Yeah.
17. Yep.
Well,
So
damn.
yeah, we're hurting pretty bad right now. So yeah, all of us got issues right now. Mexicans got issues for Cinco de damn Mayo, and we got issues in the heavyweight division, bro. Never thought I'd see the day where there wasn't one flag, not one. Yeah.
Damn.
Europe is kicking our ass, dude. Europe is basically the top 10.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in the heavyweights at least.
Yep, in the heavyweights,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Maybe Benavidez can kind of like we can rent him out for a little bit and call him Mexican,
Yeah.
and then he'll get to a heavyweight at some point. Like, all right, we kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, right? Sort of, kind of. That's as close as we can get right now.
Yes, sir.
All righty. What was that? Oh yeah. So anything else you want to add to this one before we move on to the next topic here?
Nope, I'm good.
This other one here, kind of when I read it, when I was hearing, or it was a clip that I saw of one Terrence Crawford on a podcast being asked about coming back, of course, because there have been a lot of interviews that I've seen, or one primarily of Canelo saying like, yeah, I need that fucking rematch. You know what I'm saying? Like he's talking about how it's a damn shame that he's not gonna get that rematch, and already kind of considering it lost, right? It's not going to happen. That's kind of the attitude. He was on an interview with Rick Reno. Canelo, I'm talking about. But he was disappointed, right? That we're not going to get that rematch. At least that's what it looks like right now. But Terrence Crawford on another podcast was asked about making a comeback, and the guy who was conducting, I forget his name, who was conducting the interview in his podcast was saying, I'm of the opinion that everybody has a price. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have the same thing. It's not 80 million, 100 million. And he asked that question to Crawford, and Crawford was like, no, dude, I won't. You know what I'm saying? And he says, I didn't, like, it's not about the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I entered the sport to become, rich, obviously, right? To be, but he wanted to be a world champion. He wanted to make a legacy. He wanted to make sure that he put his name in the record books, which he did and has done, and on a few different record books on top of that. But he said, no, man, it's just you're selling your soul at that point. And the interviewer says, yeah, fuck yeah, I'd sell my soul for 100 mil. Like, that's a lot of fucking money, right? And Crawford was like, yeah, well, that's you, dude. That kind of shows your fucking character, right? That's kind of shows the kind of person you are. And they kind of laughed and joked about it, but he was a little more on the serious note, or at least Crawford was saying like, no, I'm not going to do it. He's done completely. Now, we've talked about whether or not we believe Terrence that he's going to retire, or he has officially retired, right? Because he called it, but whether or not he's going to come back, I'm not entirely sure if he's going to stay retired. I'm at first I was like, yeah, he's going to come back. He's going to come back. And as time went on, I'm like, oh shit, maybe he's not going to come back. But I don't know. I remember hearing Terrence say, yeah, 100 million for my next fucking fight, right? With Canelo, the rematch. And obviously that was met with laughs. Like, no, I'm just going to give you 100 million. So he's like, all right, I'm out of here. I'm taking my ball and going home. But if they come back to him with that 100 mil, he won't take it. I mean, that's what he said initially, right? So now it just seems like, all right, he's negotiating. He's getting what he wants. They come and they offer him 100 mil. I don't see why he wouldn't come back for that.
He won't come back if the money's not there. and they might have clearly told Terrence Crawford that the money's not there. They've given this young man the wins that he needed to make him a
Mhm.
star, and maybe the public just didn't respond in the way that they wanted. And so they're like, no, you're never going to make Canelo's money. You're not Canelo. You're never going to make Floyd's money. And Terrence is like, you know what? I'm going to take my 50 million, swallow my pride, and walk away. Right.
Mhm.
Instead of,
Mhm.
or maybe not even swallowing my pride is the right way to say it. He might be holding on to too much pride, Miguel.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't want to just swallow it and sign the contract and make whatever he should be making at that point in time for the fight. So maybe that's the right way to say. He's got too much pride on this one, but it's his call, man. You know. But I know a lot of these guys. They and it's not like I know them personally. We see it through their careers. Everyone acts like once you get to Floyd's level, you're supposed to make Floyd money. That probably hurts when you get told you're not that guy.
Mhm.
Right? You put your whole life into it. You've done all the winning. You got all the titles. What do you mean? I just beat the man that is the man. I'm the man. Yeah, like 20% of the people were watching the fight because of you.
Right.
That's what the numbers are telling us, right?
Mhm.
Vegas is telling us that like 10% of the betting was on you. That means no one even cared about you on that side. Just all these numbers come in. They're like, dude, you're 38. There is no upside. If anything, there's just a downside. So why are we going to increase your pay? And we got Floyd. He's almost broke. Yeah. So sorry, but he might be making a comeback, and that's going to trump you.
Yeah, that would, unless he fights him, which seems highly unlikely,
Yeah.
especially if what we suspect of Floyd is that he wants to protect that O more than anything.
I honestly think Canelo versus Floyd rematch makes more money than Floyd versus Crawford, bro.
Damn.
I know. Fucking sucks to be Terrence.
Well, I mean, there's not really much more he can do, right? I mean, he's done what he can to market himself to some degree, whatever he can do
What,
to be as a name, huh?
what was that old TV show? Everyone hates
Oh,
Chris.
Chris. Yeah.
Everyone hates Terrence. He's real life. He's a real life.
I don't see. I might take it a step further than that. I would say nobody cares about him. Like, it's not even so much, and I use this analogy with professional wrestling because that's kind of how it is. When you're a good guy, you want the people to cheer for you, and you're a bad guy, you want the people to boo you. So you do your best to make sure you get people to cheer you or to boo you. The last thing you want is for people not to give a fuck about you. They're like, I don't give a fuck about this dude. You want them to have an opinion. You want them to, if you're a bad guy, you're gonna egg that crowd on and get them to boo you. If you're a good guy, you get them to cheer you on. When no one gives two flying fucks, that's when you're really in like no man's land limbo. Unfortunately, that looks like where Crawford is right now. It's just, I'm not even sure if it's everybody hates Crawford. It's
And
like
you're
no one
right.
gives a fuck about him.
And you're right, dude. Remember, Bob used to say this about him. He's not on social enough. He doesn't promote himself enough. And then you would hear Crawford, oh, well, I just like being to myself. I got this small circle. Well, there you go. You got what you always wanted, bro.
Mm.
They
Yeah.
don't know you. They don't care about you.
Yeah, they don't care to know you.
Your circle's going to stay very small.
Yes. You're, and I mean, I wouldn't call it small, but your bank account is not going to grow anymore at this point. Like, at least not, because of boxing. Maybe something else. I don't know. But yeah, I thought about that, and I was like, really? I thought he. I mean, like you said, if the money's there, maybe, but if the money's not there.
Could you even imagine being the B side of the guy you beat?
Oh yeah. Hell no. It's like I whooped this guy's ass in front of 70 million people, or however the hell many was on Netflix, and however many tens of thousands that were in the Allegiant Stadium.
Canelo's all, I'll give you a raise, but you're not making more than me. Click.
Precisely. Like, I'll give you a little bit more of the pie if that's what you're asking. I'll give you the crust. I'll give you all the stuff, right? But that's pretty much all you're getting is more of the crust.
So my daughter likes to just eat the topping. She'll give you what's on the bottom. How about that one?
Right. It's like, if we're gonna play that way, I'll cut a piece in the center so you don't get any crust, but it's still gonna be a small piece compared to the rest of the pie, homie. Oh my. But anyway, I thought I'd bring that up because I thought it was funny. I just thought it makes sense that that Floyd and Canelo would make a lot more than a fucking Terrence and Canelo rematch. Jesus Christ. Oh boy, did you see that interview with Rick Reno and Canelo? I haven't seen the whole thing, but they had some on the Ring Magazine website. I think it was their YouTube channel. They had like a long interview and asked them a bunch of questions regarding this, and a bunch of that, and it was Canelo speaking English, stuff like that. So it was pretty cool to hear that interview. But I've only caught bits and pieces of it. I haven't watched like the whole thing or anything like that.
No, I didn't get to see it. I'm interested in it just to see where Turkey has Rick Reno's position now. Like, why is he the interview guy?
Mm.
I thought he's the matchmaker. I thought he's the CEO of Ring. Now is he the journalist too? What role do they have for him? Because honestly, they were clowning him again this week on a lot of the boxing podcasts. You're starting to hear it a little bit more because of his outlandish dressing. It's really what it is. He makes himself a sore thumb by the way he looks back there. I don't know if he thinks that's like getting him momentum, but it seems like it's not. It's more like, who the fuck is the guy in the hat in the back is what I'm seeing a lot.
Yeah, it's like, who's this clown? And it's like, that's not really the kind of attention you want necessarily.
You want, exactly, because at some point Turkey's going to cut you. You know what I mean? You're not giving anything but bad publicity to the fucking photo.
Especially if they say that in the comments, like, Turkey, get this fucking clown off of the damn, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about or whatever. Just the way he looks, it's already looking bad. It's almost like that totally trumps what is actually coming out of his mouth.
We don't know why he has the chains. We don't know why he had, like, it all looks cheap. It all looks like, you're from the flea market, dude. Like, who is this guy? That's what I'm just saying.
Oh, he does. He looks like that LFMI guy. Like, I'm sexy and I know it. Like, with that fucking $20 fur coat that he got off of the, thrift store. That's kind of the way he looks. Fuck, that's terrible.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, yeah. So I'll watch the interview. Maybe he's a great interviewer, and that's probably what he should stick to. But we will see. We will see. I know I always give him a hard time. He's not listening. He ain't changing the way he's dressing. So,
well, he's listening to us. He does not pay attention, doing what he told. I'm sure because he tunes in. I'm sure he's one of the. Oh, by the way, thank you guys. We're at 167 subscribers now. We got another one on there. So yeah, keep tagging them on. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. But anyway, I want to throw that in there because I'm going to check out that interview. We'll at some point here in the near future. All right. So besides that, we got some boxing this weekend, sorta. Zuffa 03 or ZB03.
They are pumping these things out, man. Damn.
And here's the thing: they're pumping them out so fucking fast that one of the fights on the prelims doesn't have an opponent yet.
Oh shit.
I pulled it up on 2 hours or 2 days ago. Maybe they do now, but 2 days ago, Zuffa Boxing posted like the card right on their Instagram page with the fights on the card and the start time, Paramount Plus, all those other good shit, right? And the first fight on the card is a name who I cannot pronounce. It's a Russian name versus TBD, to be decided. So whoever that's going to be in there, I mean, are they running out of guys that quickly? We're only on the third show.
Hey, Miguel, who is the company that used to do that all the time?
Hold on. Oh, PPC used to do that shit.
PPC. And didn't they kind of have the same model? Both already had money in the bank. All they had to do was put on some dates. Well, here we go. Don't worry about it. We'll get someone. Don't worry about it. Did they give us that check? All right.
Yeah.
Don't even know who's on the fucking card, but pay me.
And we're literally like a week away. Yeah. Oh Lord. Instead of being like Zuffa, or as they call it, Z03, it's called PBZ03 because it's pretty much PBCs all over again with their damn fight cards. Good Lord. But
hell was bad sometimes. Remember we had the days there was like 2 or 3 of those? They're like, brothers, what the hell's going on? He didn't give a fuck.
He's in Barbados somewhere fucking stealing Floyd's money or something. But we're gonna get Effie Ajagba, if I can pronounce it right, against Charles Martin. That's gonna be the heavyweight main event. Charles Martin, our last heavyweight American hope. No, I'm just kidding. But
I'm rooting for him.
I know, right?
Is he American?
He is American. Like, why not? At this point, we're so desperate. It's like, does he have a pulse? Throw his ass in there. It's like, why not? And anybody else, like, he's like fucking what's his name? Miller with the hair. It's like, is he bald? I don't give a fuck. Throw him in there. Does he wear a wig? I don't give a fuck. Does he have a pulse? Let's get an American heavyweight in there. Those are the two recognizable names. The other fighters on the card, names I haven't seen. Their faces look familiar, but I don't recognize their names at all. But hey, this is going to be on a Sunday, so it's going to be post Valentine's Day. If you guys have any plans for Valentine's Day, it's going to be Sunday. What's up?
Hey, did they change the date, or were we fucking with people? We got to clear that one up.
No, I think we're just fucking with people. I think it was always on that. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, dude, well, that's why I sent it to you. I was like, oh my god, did they really change the date, or do we have that wrong? Because we gave them a hard time, bro. We just sorry for the matchmakers at Zuffa. My bad.
Yeah, we knew. I mean, they know better. They're not gonna be like, all right, let's go ahead and put it on Valentine's Day.
And now their views should be a lot better because now you spent all your money. All the love making is done. You just get to stay home on Sunday and chill. You know, I'm watching my fight. That's what you tell your wife now. Fuck out here.
We did what you did. We did what you wanted to do. We did what you wanted me to do. And now we're gonna stay home and watch some fights. We're probably hungover from the party last night. Let's just stay home, babe. Let's order in on Sunday. Football's over, right? Today's the Super Bowl. So next Sunday, where there's gonna be no football, it's not like there's gonna be that to watch. So hey, if you got Paramount Plus, or if you got a secret contributor, investor of the show, I'm sure you can figure out a way to find this PBZ 03 card with main evented by a heavyweight bout with Effie Ajagba and Charles Martin. But that does mean that, very, very shortly when that fight comes around, later that week, Barrios and Garcia. So we're rapidly approaching that. That's like the next major card because there isn't even going to be any UFC next weekend. I mean, this coming Saturday, I meant to say. It isn't until the following one. So this is all the fights we got. Sunday the 15th. So something is something, I suppose, especially if you have nothing else to do on a Sunday. Chances are we're going to be recording our show around the time this shit starts, for all we know. But that's pretty much going to wrap it up, guys. That's essentially all the news that I was able to find that is worth talking about. Andrew, if there is anything else that you would like to add to this before we call it a show, or any sort of last minute stuff that's popped up on your feed, by all means, let us know.
No, it's gambling on horses. Hey, let's go Seahawks. I want the Seahawks to win. I do not want New England to have, fucking 10 Super Bowls. They've been in 9, have 7 rings, some shit like that. I don't know. I'm tired of New England. I'd rather Seattle. And then Seattle's old. They're old AFC West, dude. You know the story on Seattle?
No.
Seattle in the AFC West, they weren't shit. The Raiders, Denver, and KC used to stomp them out all the time. No Super Bowls, no appearances, nothing. They go to the sissy ass Niners division. Well, now they've been in like 4 Super Bowls. The fuck? Are you serious right now? Yeah, no. So I always stick that to the Niners. When they were in our division, they weren't shit. They move to your guys' division, fucking Super Bowl every 5-10 years. Get out of here. Trash ass division.
When I went to a baby or my birthday party for one of my kids, one of my BFF's kids in Utah, the godfather of the child was like, all right, we're all wearing Seattle Seahawks, merchandise. He had t-shirts and jerseys already there. It's like, here, you wear this. I was like, I don't give a fuck, I'll wear it. So we go to this aquarium to celebrate the kid's birthday, right? And later on that evening is a game. And everybody's like, oh, hey, nice jersey. Yeah. I tell him straight up, like, I don't know. I was told to wear this. I'm wearing it. I don't want to be, the poser, like, you see a young girl with a Nirvana shirt. It's like, name 3 songs, motherfucker, right? So I don't want them to be like, right? Are you poser? Like, who's the fucking center? Like, I don't know. But that's why I was like, I was honest with everybody. Like, I was told this is the uniform to wear here. So I'm wearing it. I don't give a fuck. All of our pictures that we took that day of me wearing Seattle Seahawks merchandise, because that was the plan. So
you should post it on Instagram. Be like, from the beginning.
I know, right? Exactly. Forget the timestamp that says 2 weeks ago. It's like, this is 2017, yo. Been a fan for a long time. Oh Lord. All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up, guys. That is all we gotta talk about. We will be back Wednesday, as we normally are, to see what other news has developed between now and then and talk about it as we like to do. So for my co-host Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapachet, I am Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Miggs, and this has been the Mad Boxing Show. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Take care, peace, enjoy your Super Bowl. Get out of here.